Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am StevieB. Happy to have you all with us today. Let's get the show started with a good, huge sip, because this is going to be a good one. In fact, we're going to take a second sip here. Actually, this one's going to be a drink. So, to be sure we get this kicked off on the right foot today, since this is a video for the Community Recognition Program, most likely for June, for the cohort for 2022 here on Next Island. I want to be sure and take a phone call real quick. So, got up this morning, well, got home from work, didn't really get up, and get logged in, and guess who I find at Crystal Peak other than the one, the only, the man himself, Socrates. He's trading everybody their Ascension Armor for the very first part of the 2022 Community Recognition Program. So I show up and I'm like, yo, Sock, what's up? Do I get my piece? And guess what I get? That's right, the Ascension Shin Guards. And I'm like, sweet, awesome, cool, yeah. What about my piece from last year? And he's like, huh? I'm like, I'm owed a piece from last year. Surely you watched the videos that I submitted, and you were like the subject of every single video, and you did have to verify these so that I could get this piece, and you're very aware that I've been sending you private messages and trying to get a hold of you for like over a month and a half now, because I'm owed a piece of Ascension Armor from last year. And he's like, one moment. Okay. So I wait, and I do this. Still waiting. And then a trade window opens, and guess what? Ascension gloves. Now, here's the part where I'm kind of disappointed, and I kind of figured this was the case, but it was kind of disappointing. If you look, notice it says effect type skill gain 10%, right, on each of them. So is that 10% for the entire set? Or is that 10% per piece? Because if that's 10% per piece, you're looking at a buff of 70% skill gain. Now, let's compare this with something like Earthshocker armor. Notice with Earthshocker, it says that if you've got all 7 pieces, you get 66% increased critical damage. If you've got 5 of the 7 pieces, you've got 40% critical damage. If you've only got 3 of the 7 pieces, you got 20% critical damage. So usually, if it takes multiple pieces to get a buff of a certain strength, then it will tell you. So I kind of expected it to say item effect set, ascended recognition 7 pieces, then skill gains of 10%. Unfortunately, it doesn't say that, but I did put it on. No skill gain buff jumped into action, so you do have to have the entire set of Ascension Armor in order to get the skill gain, which I kind of figured was how it worked, since a 70% skill gain from one set of armor would be absolutely ridiculous. But I could still hope and dream and wait for it, and then of course it not happen, because of course, why would it? So that being said, I just wanted to throw that out there, because like I said, if you do something wrong, am I going to rag on you about it? Yes, absolutely, every single time. However, when you do something right, am I going to rag on you about it? Yes, absolutely, every single time. So if you're doing things right, I'm going to reward you there, versus if you're doing something wrong, I'm going to call you out on it. Well, obviously, they made it right. I waited until everybody else was getting their Ascension Armor for the first time for 2022. I got my very first piece that I earned, and then they also made it right by giving me the piece from last year that I was still owed from last year. So all is good in the world when it comes to Ascension Armor. That said, in some of the other videos I made that have already been uploaded, I went over a couple of different things with doing some missions, getting some blueprints, and it all revolved around leading up to trying to get the mission done to qualify for Haruspex VIP. Now, if you remember from the previous video, nihelper.com has a very, very helpful page on this, where if you're a female avatar, in order to get into Haruspex VIP, you're going to need to try and craft a very particular set of female clothing including a corset, belfry hat, sprite leggings, and voodoo bracers. However, if you're a male avatar, like a Stevie, then in order to get into Haruspex VIP, you're going to need to try and craft voodoo vest, belfry hat, sleek pants, and voodoo boots. So there are really wonderful charts on nihelper.com that will tell you, based off if you're a female avatar or a male avatar, if you choose the daily multi-faction mission. Depending on which faction you pick and which of the hunting, mining, crafting missions you pick, it will tell you which one is going to get you the proper blueprint that you're going to need to attempt this. Now, why would we want into Haruspex VIP to begin with? Well, that is a very good question. There are a couple of very important reasons. So, I want to go over those with you real quick. Number one is once you get into Haruspex VIP, then you can get the Haruspex mining mission. Now, there are 8 stages to it, so you have to progress through all 8 stages. However, once you get through that, you are rewarded with access to what is called Mining Island. It is essentially a hidden island all about mining. There's not a ton known about it. However, obviously, if they made an island specifically for mining, then I would imagine that your hit rate might be a little bit better. I would imagine that you're going to find rare materials there, likely mining ores and matters that have fairly decent markup. It would probably be something, if you have to go through that much trouble to get to, that might be worth having access to. So that is the biggest reason to get access to Haruspex VIP. Then there are also 2 daily missions. There's the Achilles hunt. You hunt 500 Lewis, and your reward is choice of biology 0.4 ped, bustamite crystal 7.98 ped, or minotaur arms 7.98 ped. The other one is the daily Asterion hunt. Asterion hunt. Anyway, hunt 500 Asterions. Reward is choice of computer 0.60 ped, azurite crystals 9.99 ped, or minotaur horns. Then there's also a weekly mission. This is the one that I think is kind of cool. It's not necessarily as valuable, per se, as the mining mission to get access to the mining island. However, I think this one is kind of cool. So, weekly mission. It's called Lady Fry's Oddities. You will have to try a series of crafting objectives. So, stage 1, you will have to craft Island Shirt. Remember, Island Shirt is a blueprint you can only get one time. And where do you get it? That's right, on Next Island. You will need to do 30 attempts. Stage 2, you will need to try and craft Fine Lens. Fine Lens is a blueprint you only get on Next Island, and you only get one time. So 20 attempts there. Stage 3, Lesser Elysia, also a Next Island blueprint you only get once from a mission. Are you seeing a pattern here? 20 attempts there, so that goes great with the daily over at Tanzanite View. Stage 4, Helen Ventures Walking Stick. 30 attempts there. I always call it Helen Ventures Walking Stick. That might actually not be the proper name for it. It might just be Helen's Walking Stick. I always thought it was Helen Ventures Walking Stick. It might be Helen's Adventure Walking Stick. Not like Venture's her last name. I'd have to actually go read the formal title of the blueprint. Anyway, 30 attempts on that one. Stage 5, Crystalline Core. 20 attempts there. Stage 6, 20 attempts of Decorative Flower. If you get through all those, notice those are all blueprints that you only get on Next Island, you only get one time, and you only get from missions, right? So, very important that we don't TT those. That we keep those nice and safe. If you get through all 6 stages, your reward is choice of a Laura plushie, a Zeus shield, an Asterion painting, a shark painting, a shipwreck painting, an Orpheus cave painting, a pyramid painting, an ancient Greek harbor painting, and a first wave settlement painting. Now, I just think this is kind of cool. I've actually already got a Laura plushie. I looted one a while back. I'll be making a video about that later on. I do not yet have a Zeus shield, and I don't have any of the paintings, but I've seen the paintings, and the paintings are pretty cool looking, I would say. Paintings are one of those things we don't just have a ton of them in-game. We do have a few. Sometimes they're worth a substantial amount of money. Sometimes they are not. So it's one of those things, if you have an apartment, they'd be kind of interesting to spice your apartment up with. I think it's just a fun little weekly mission, personally. That's just my take on it. Plus, there might be some friends that you know that would like to just fill their apartment with paintings. And what better way to start your fine art project than by making it a Entropia Universe fine art project? So, in order to get into the Haruspex VIP area, like I said, we need not 1, not 2, 3 attempts at crafting each of these pieces of clothing. Now, whenever we did the multi-faction to get the blueprints, they're limited blueprints. They give us 5 attempts each. So we've got 5 attempts. We only need 3. So that means if you do each of those daily factions, assuming you pick the right faction and the right mission, if you do each one of those one time and grab the blueprint that you're needing, then you've got your 3+ attempts that you need. You only need 3 and you get 5 whenever you complete that daily multi-faction, which is why I have one of each print. So I've got 5 attempts on each one and I only need 3. Now I've got most of what I need here. The one thing that I'm missing is some wool thread. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on auction. Nothing here. So we're going to go to Cali. Highest buyout first. Page 2. So I really don't need that much. I think I only need about 100. So we're going to go with this one. And I want to do this for a reason. I want to show you guys something. So notice I'm on Next Island. I'm using Cali Auction. Whenever I place the bid, now it's going to give me an option for delivery. So I can self-pick up at no extra cost, which means it would go into my storage on Cali, and I'd have to fly and go get it. Regular delivery, 2 ped, it will be here in 12 hours. Or express delivery, I get it right now for 6 ped. I'm going to go with express delivery. I'm going to pay my Nork 6 ped to give it to me. Wool thread was retrieved successfully from the auctioneer and placed in your carried inventory. Transport fee of 6 ped has been deducted from your ped card. Woo woo! Now, I know a lot of you are saying, wow, that is an incredibly stupid way to play. That is incredibly, incredibly anti-Stevie. That is incredibly, incredibly not smarter and much, much harder and more expensive bad Stevie. You're absolutely correct. But I wanted to show you guys how to do that because I think there's a lot of players in game that don't even know that's possible. They get to a planet, it can be Next Island, can be Tulum, can be Siren, can be Monterey, can be wherever, and they need something, and they get on auction, and it's not on that planet's auction, and they don't even think to check another planet's auction. They don't even realize that they could get on another planet's auction, buy it, and then you don't have to go with express delivery and get it right away. You could go with slowpoke mail, pay a lot less of a fee. It would have only been 2 ped, not 6. And then you can go do something else for 12 hours, and once 12 hours goes by, bada bing, bada boom, hey, there it is. So it is possible. There are times when that does come in handy. Most of the time it's during an event. Sometimes it's whenever you find out information you did not have previously, maybe due to a version update, and that changes the calculus a little bit. Let's say that you're on a planet and you're doing some hunting, and all of a sudden there's a version update, and they go, oh, by the way, you can click these blueprints, A, B, C, and D, and there's a chance of a super rare uber loot of looting a blueprint that would be worth buku money. And you need one of the inputs to click some of those blueprints to go clicking away, but you can't get them on planet. You got to get them off Cali. Where you're going to fly all the way to Cali, get it, come back? No, because there's going to be somebody else that's already sitting there going, express delivery, got the inputs, click, crafting away, trying to loot it. So there's some times when this can come in handy. Not very many, but there are times. Also, there is a part of that function where it might be based off weight, so there might be sometimes where it's prohibitively expensive. If I was going to buy 9 bajillion kilograms of Listerium, it would probably be quite a very, 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 very expensive fee to have it delivered that way. So that would probably not be a wise thing. That is why I will only do that if it's something where I know I'm not buying something that is going to weigh a crap load of weight, because that fee at least used to be partially based on weight, and the higher the weight, the more that price went up. And that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to buy something, put your ped into it thinking you're going to be able to have it delivered via slowpoke mail or express directly to you on that planet, and then it goes, oh, slowpoke mail is 9 bajillion ped, express mail is 85 kabillion ped. Which would you like? Self pickup. I'll just go ahead and fly like I should have done in the first place, right? So that being said, That is one of the only things that I should need to do these attempts. Now, I've done the math here. It's been a week. I don't have all the information sitting in front of me. Nope, I was right. Helen Ventures walking stick, not Helen Adventures walking stick or Helen's Adventure walking stick. Helen Ventures walking stick. I was right. See, proud of myself. I actually remembered something without even having to look at it. Goes with that whole photographic memory thingy. So, I have most of the inputs. Now, I don't have the list directly in front of me, but this is going to show you guys something. Maybe if you don't do a lot of crafting, you guys will see what I mean, where I say you don't necessarily have to have the full amount of inputs for the full amount of attempts. I know I am short some of these materials, not by 100%, but maybe by 10%, 30%, 40%. However, I know in doing some of these crafting attempts, I am going to have instances where I get a near success and I get some of the materials returned to me. So I knew the wool thread was going to be a problem. I had a plan to deal with that over the next week or so through hunting and just stacking it up and then refining it into wool thread myself. However, A, I wanted to show you guys that, and B, because of quote-unquote new and improved mini mayhem, all the fun of mayhem, with even more of the cost because of it being on a taxed land area, I've got to head out to Crystal Palace to get set up for mini mayhem, and I wanted to get this video shot first, so give me a two bird with one stone thing. I got to show you guys how the in-game mail system through auction works, and I can just save time and get headed out for mini mayhem. So that said, I know I don't have the full number of inputs. What I mean by that is, like, I've got 5 clicks. It takes 100 generic leather per click. Well, that would mean I would need 500 to do all 5 clicks. Well, I might only have 400. But I'm not going to go buy more because I know that I will get a near success and I will get some amount of generic leather returned to me. I need 100 Lesser Elysia per click. I've got 5 clicks. That means I would need 500. Well, I might only have 350. But I'm not going to go buy some right away because I know in those 3 attempts I'm doing, I might get a near success and have some returned to me, right? So I'm going to go down through here and I'm going to see how far I can get towards Haruspex VIP without getting stuck. I'm going to see how far the successes and near successes get me without getting stuck, and we're going to see it if we can do it all the way through without blowing out the ped card. We might be able to, we might not. We'll just have to see. But this will at least show you guys what you have to do to get there. So we're going to go to right here to our missions, and where is it? Get Haruspex VIP. Track. Now, notice I need to craft 3 attempts of each of the pants, vest, shoes, and hat, and it's got to be these very specific pants, vest, shoes, and hat. It can't be any others. It's got to be these ones. So we're going to go with, let's just go in order here, the belfry hat. I'm going to go hat. Yes, I do have my chef's hat blueprint. This is what the chef's hat actually looks like. Nope. Wrong button. There we go, chef's hat. Yeah, chef's hat. That one we're not going to do today. We will do that one in a future video. Okay, so I've only got 2 attempts on this one. I need 3. So if I get 2 successes, then I'm going to be stuck. If I get a success and a near success, or if I get 2 near successes, then I might be able to get that 3rd click and not have to blow out any money buying cat's eye crystal off auction. So we will see. This is going to be a very, very good example. Now, if I get 2 successes, super, because that might actually be cheaper for me. But if I get a success and a near success, I might be able to get that 3rd click I need. If I get 2 near successes, I might be able to get that 3rd click I need. So we'll see. So here we go. Cat's eye crystal is the one that's going to really make or break this one because I've only got 181, and for all 3 clicks I would need 240. So we're going to go with clicking for male because I'm a male avatar. And we're going to do 1 click at a time. Ready and construct. Okay, so there's a success. Now, I'm super happy with that because 38 ped. I'll take it. And try again. And near success. Now, I did get some amount of materials returned to me, but notice cat's eye crystal was not one of them. So we're going to hop on auction. See if there is any cat's eye crystal. We only need 60. It looks like, yeah, we need 59 actually. So, man, we would be so close with this one. So close. We'll just go with this one. Now, yes, I am paying a much higher markup, but I'm putting out way less PED. And this isn't something I'm needing to just massively stockpile, so we'll go with Cat's Eye Crystal. Cost me a whopping 5 PED. And construct. And 1 attempt, mail. And go. And 17 PED success there on the belfry hat. So 2 successful belfry hats. We'll go ahead and we will pull up inventory. Close. Belfry hats. Notice it's an unlimited item. Now they look kind of janky because they're only partial TTs. Full TT would be 75 PED. Market value. Now notice there's only been 5 sell in the entire year, only 23 in the entire decade, but this is a relatively new blueprint, only came out within about the past year to 18 months, so 23 have sold. So TT plus 5 PED, TT plus 10 PED, is this really something worth me putting on auction? Probably not. Is it really something I'm going to keep because I want to wear it a lot? Probably not. It's probably something I'm going to put in the TT, but still cool. I do love that we got a 37 PED and a 17 PED. That's really cool. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next one. Blueprints. Okay, so notice I still have 2 attempts left there. I don't need to use those 2 attempts. Notice my mission updated, and the hat part's gone. So now I just need pants, vest, shoes, right? So I'm going to save this one. I don't need this one anymore. We're just going to save those extra 2 attempts. We're going to go with Voodoo Boots. Now notice I've got a colored version of the blueprint and a non-colored version. For this mission, I need the non-colored version. So notice I've got 5 attempts available. I don't need all 5 attempts. Remember, I only need 3 for the mission, so we're going to go with 3 attempts. And this isn't an area where I want to use residue because it's not a limited item. These are unlimited items, so there's no need for residue and all that good jazz. And notice that this is specifically a male blueprint, so I don't need to pick male or female, which I did for the hat. And it's a good thing I picked male, because had I picked female, those would have been wasted attempts. I have to pick male because I'm a male avatar. A female doing this mission would have needed to do female on that hat, which means she would have had to hit the little female circle over here before she got started. So we're going to go with 3 attempts, so let's go. Let's see how far this gets us. Near success. Near success. Near success. Now, no, I didn't get a success. However, it did update the mission. Again, I don't need a successful set of clothing. I just need to attempt it. And again, this is an item where the markup is not super good. So therefore, it's not something I probably would have kept anyway. I probably would have thrown it in the TT. I'm mainly doing this just specifically for the mission to get through. That way I can get into the Haruspex area. So Voodoo Boots. Done with that one. Now we're going to go with Vest. Okay, so again, this is a male-only blueprint, so I don't have to worry about it there. Notice I've got exactly the 3 attempts I need. Vest does look kind of cool. So yes, Mini Mayhem is coming up in about another 36 hours. I'm not a fan, but they've kind of got me by the sack on this one, because I'm about 14 or 15 Mayhems in at this point, and I'm still working on getting my big reward. I'm not giving up yet, and I know there's other people out there that are in the same position that are going to be doing Mini Mayhem. So I can't exactly just boycott the event. I kind of have to participate. So I'm going to so rock some people's worlds, assuming that the servers don't lock up on me, assuming that they did actually stress test the servers and it can handle having that many people in there in the biodomes. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a dumpster fire, and by the time you guys see this video, I'm sure the dumpster fire video will have already been posted. So we did get 2 successes there. Check out the vest. Now, obviously, again, it looks kind of janky compared to what it should look like, but again, that's because it's only partial TT. I could throw this into a repair terminal, and I could raise that up. There was one that sold this month for TT plus 0.22 ped. So somebody put one on auction, paid the 50 pec auction fee, and they got TT value plus 0.22 ped. So they lost about 28 pec putting it on auction. They should have just TT'd that. Yeah, for sure. Now that doesn't mean they can't sell, because there have been 18 that went this year for TT plus 7.5. But this poor person definitely should have TT'd it rather than just do that. That's horrible. Alright, and now we've got one left. The sleek pants. Now, notice that I am keeping in... Oh. Never mind. I'll show you guys that one later. Okay, so notice that I've got two of these. One's got 10 attempts and one's got 5. Well, that's because I already got two of these from doing two of the multi-factions, and then I've got this one down here from where I did the multi-faction a third time. Now, why am I keeping these over here separate? Why am I keeping those extra 2 attempts? Well, same reason that I have 3 different ones that I've got from doing the multi-faction 3 times. What I can do is I can stack these, so if I keep doing the multi-faction, I can keep getting the exact rewards that people will need to do for this mission. And then maybe I've already done the mission, so I don't need them. I can actually offer to sell these as packages. If I've got all 4 of the blueprints, and let's say I had 15 total clicks of each one, I don't have to sell them in a stack of 5, which is how I get it. I could split them, and I could sell them in a stack of 2 or 3. So I could actually sell all 4 blueprints with exactly 3 clicks of each available. And then I could say, hey, you don't have to do the multi-faction daily for 4 days in a row. I can just sell you all 4 blueprints, 3 clicks of each. That's all you need. So I'll just sell you the blueprints. So notice this one has 2 clicks. I could hit split, and I could split it 1 and 1, and I could have 2 different stacks that had 1 click on each blueprint. So let's say I'm doing the multi-faction, and I'm going to be doing the multi-faction over and over and over and over and over. I can stack up the specific blueprints needed for these missions, make stacks of 3 of each, and then go to people who are wanting to do the Haruspex VIP, who want to get into that mining area, who might be professional miners in game. And I can say, hey, here's all 4 blueprints. There's 3 clicks of each. I'll save you 4 days worth of time from doing the multi-faction. Would you like to just purchase all 3 clicks from me, and then you can just go click them real quick as long as you have the inputs. Bada bing, bada boom, you're into Haruspex. You can grab the mining and start working your way through the stages to try and get access to Mining Island. So that is why I've gone ahead and I've stacked up 3 of these, even though I'm only going to be using 3 clicks off of one of them. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to construct. I only need 3 attempts. And we're going to go, and this should be all it takes to update Haruspex VIP. Near success. Near success. Hall of Fame! Nope, no Hall of Fame. Now, that is really horrible. Not a single success there. But again, if we look at markup, very, very little to no markup. So this is all stuff I was going to throw in the TT anyway. I could have kept it and had a new set of clothing. I don't really want this particular new set of clothing, because guess what? Official announcement. I am much, much higher level than I have let on when it comes to making clothes and coloring clothes and vehicles and stuff. And I am going to be releasing some of my creations for sale in the very, very near future on both Next Island and on Calypso. So I have some clothing and some vehicles and some other gear that is going to be some of the rarest in game. Some of it I bought, some of it I've created myself, and some of that is going to be hitting the market in the very, very near future. So I'm not really a fan of this set anyway. It's got a very particular look to it. I do know people who did this mission that created clothes that love wearing their particular set of clothes that they crafted. That's fine. I just have much more interesting stuff I will be showcasing in future videos that are coming in the not too distant future. Some of which will be for sale, some of which will not. So stay tuned for that, because it will be awesome. So notice the mission updated. Return to Flora. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that real quick and finish this up. And we're going to get access to Haruspex VIP. As soon as I do this, I'm going to be headed off to Calypso, finish up a few things there, finish gathering some stuff. One of the really horrible things about this whole mini mayhem debacle they've got going on, it's just the fact that it was such a thrown together, nobody really thought it out type deal. Which teleporter's that? Tanzanite View, that's what I thought. It's just such a thrown together, nobody really thought it out type deal that they gave us less than 72 hours to gear up for it. It takes weeks, if not months, to gear up for a mayhem. And they acted like we could do it in a day. And that is pretty insulting. Honestly, if it had just been that they gave us a little bit better customer service, had told us they were canceling Summer Mayhem, kind of done a little bit of explaining, and not treat us like we were those worthless paying customers who, if we would just get out of their way, they could do so much more with Unreal 5. I really think it would have been a lesser deal, but unfortunately I've got less than 72 hours to gear up for Mini Mayhem. I'm 36 hours into that, so I've got to get moving, but I wanted to get this shot first. So here's Flora. Notice she is actually wearing some of the stuff that a female avatar would need to create, including the corset, including the bracers, including the sprite leggings. Nice effort. You are now welcome in. Woo, woo! Now this is also the same NPC where you get this mission at. Probably should have mentioned that at the start of the video. And we are at Tanzanite View. May is over there. That little hut over there is where we do our daily crafting of Lesser Elysia. And this is Flora. You are now welcome in. Woo, woo! Achievement! Haruspex VIP achieved. Sweet! So now I can come over here without dying. The future twirls like a tree. Woodland Haruspex. I do think these hologram projectors are pretty cool. So we will be exploring some of the things with Haruspex VIP in the future. I will eventually have access to Mining Island. It's going to be a little bit, but we will go over some of that stuff whenever I get access to it as well, and whenever I get more information for it as well. This is pretty cool. This was actually a question that somebody asked at a sweat event. They said, what teleporter has a repair terminal that looks like a flower? It's Tanzanite View, because it's in the Haruspex VIP area. So that's pretty cool. This little flower, notice it's purple and not blue. It is actually a repair terminal. That's pretty sweet. So that is how you finish Haruspex VIP. And again, I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video, you actually get the mission from Flora. Now the cool thing is, since you know what you need ahead of time, you can do the multi-faction first, get the blueprints you need, then come just grab the mission, go do the crafting, and come right back. Or you can go ahead and pick this mission up, then do the multi-faction, then come back. And like I said, you don't even have to do the multi-faction to get the blueprints. You can just buy them from another player, or free-to-play and low depot players may be able to use the daily faction mission to get the blueprints that people will need, make stacks of 3, and sell sets. So many, many options there. So there are a lot more things coming on both Next Island and Calypso. Be sure and stay tuned. Be sure and help support us by hitting that bell icon and that like button, because there is always, always, always a hater waiting to hit that dislike button the moment we upload a video. It's just the nature of doing what I do. I make a lot of trolls mad, and they're going to do whatever they can to try and make my life miserable. So we appreciate every single Stevie that gives us every single like. Also, head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. That is by far the best way you guys can help support us. And I'm going to go a step further. If you're out there and you're a Stevie and you play, whether regularly or once every couple of weeks or once every 6 months, or maybe you're new and you've just found these videos on YouTube and you're thinking about joining the Entropia universe, do me a favor and help the community band together. And when MindArt does something that we as a player base find unacceptable, like the way that they recently canceled Summer Mayhem, when they do something like that, even if it does not directly affect you, go ahead and join other players in helping to let them know your feelings, letting your voice be heard through support tickets, Planet Calypso Forum, the Virtual Sense forums, the Arcadia forums, reaching out to the planet partners that might be on your friends list. Because if we don't band together as a community, then the voice doesn't get heard. 1 or 2 players cannot yell from the mountaintops loud enough to make MindArt pay attention. But if we band together as a community and yell from the mountaintops, maybe they still ignore us. Maybe they still take our point of view into consideration and then make the choice they were going to make anyway. But we would at least have a chance of being heard and making a real impact and a real difference. And I know a lot of people think, well, my voice doesn't matter, my opinion doesn't matter, I can't make a difference. Trust me, every like that you give to each and every video we put out makes a huge difference. So if something as simple as a like on a video can make a difference, then I promise you something like a support ticket whenever you know other players are putting in support tickets because something happened that is unacceptable, it does make a difference. It does. Even if it might not make a difference right then and there that day, it makes a huge difference over time. A like on one particular video may not get us reach to 10,000 people who've never seen Entropia before. But a like on every video every day over a 6-month period may get us exposure to 10,000 people who've never played Entropia before, who've never heard of the game, who then find out about it and end up coming into the game because of our content and other YouTube content creators that play Entropia. Next Island might be full of new avatars 3 years down the road because of that like that you put on the video today. So yes, your opinion does count, your support tickets do count, your posts on PCF do count, and every like on every video counts. And we really, really appreciate it, guys. So guys, for EarnPed.com, I've been StevieB. Sip, sip, smack, smack. You all know the rest. Let's give it one more for the road. And we'll be back with more content for you later this week. Take care, Stevies.